Hello everyone, welcome to 2 and 3D. So today just ignore that my computer is making so much noise, but I'm just going to go straight to the video. Today I'll be rigging this very odd parent type character. So let me just jump straight to it because I don't want this video to be very long. So you drag in, this is an AI document as usual because I love using Adobe Illustrator to create my puppet instead of Photoshop. So this is an Illustrator file. I dragged it to the project panel, then from there to the timeline so that I can see what I'm doing. So you can see the mount is already, the mount is already properly working. So I'm just going to dive straight to the rigging process. So now okay, what you need to know is this character, there's a particular way I rig my character. This is the best way, at least for me. It makes it easier to reuse assets, like different, if I want to change this hand is easy and stuff like that. So this is, my layout might not be the way you want it, but this is the best approach so far, at least from my own experience. So one of the first things I do is I go to the top, I make this the main character side, I make it an independent layer, and then it's free. And then the right, I make it free also, remove it from weld, make it free so that the movement is fluid, so that when he's walking he can his whole body will be bouncing instead of having this warp kind of thing around this place, around the pivot point. So now let's just jump straight. I start with the head normally. Okay, so I open the head, and the reason why I have two heads here is just in case I want to make a right profile for this head and a left profile, and it makes it so much easier. I could just duplicate this and then create a right and left and whatever like that. And then I split. Oh, maybe I should just go through and break this down a bit. So there's a hair. This particular, the person I requested for this character told me to make 3 hairstyles for this character. So I'm going to make this into a trigger, so I can just change that with maybe a key. I don't think I'll configure it to a key, but it's going to be a trigger, so he could just easily swap the hair. Okay, so nice. So maybe I should start with that. So I just drag and then swap set, and I make this all large. So yep, that is it. And then automatically the one that is visible becomes the default, but if it's not, then select default to make it a default hair. Okay, so why am I closing this? So now I go to the FFT. The FFT is the facial feature. I know it's supposed to be FT, but there's a reason I had to go with FFT, because there was one period I was using FT for something else too, so I made it FFT. So let me start with the eyes. This should be the brow. Or is it the eyes? No, it's the brow. Yes. So I drag the brow and then I create a swap set here. And if you open, you see that the brow has, each of the brows aside from the default has and comes with 2 layers. This puppet will actually be available on the site. Maybe just check the description. I'll put it eventually after I run a test on this character. So there are 2 layers in each of the this thing, because it's supposed to be a cycle trigger. So you just select like this, and then you create a cycle trigger, cycle layer, add a cycle behavior to it. And then I noticed that it makes it way more better to use 2 in this case, and then you forward and reverse and hold at the last, so that the last layer becomes the main layer, the one that will actually show, and which will be this. So okay, so now we're done with the brow. I could come here and just use okay, let me use, for angry, let me use 1, for scared 2. As you can see, the way why it's showing like this is because it's not latched. I'm coming to that in a minute. So 3 for this, and then 4, 5. Nice. So let me just select everything and latch it and make this thing a bit cleaner. So that should be all for the eyebrow. But now one thing you need to know is the way I created this particular puppet is I also created for the eyes, I also created similar kind of behavior. So similar kind of behavior. This will ensure that when you just have to press one of these, press, like if you press one, angry behavior will be there, and then to pick the angry eyes, so it will squeeze the eyes a little. So for instance, let me just add them. So you select and drag, you drag and drop in angry. Default, you drag to default. Scared, you drag to scared. Meh to meh, like that. I'm actually recording this thing live, so I would have forwarded most of this part, but just bear with me a little. So now there's the blink, which I would come and make it into select the tags for blink boot. So now this is now your blink. It automatic. So but automatically this character doesn't come with the automatic blink, so now you have to come and add it, auto blink. And normally I used to adjust this to like 23, but let's leave it at 30 for now. And this is a very cartoony character. 30 might just be fine. So now I could just easily drag, oh sorry, I could drag this to the eyebrow here and create a new symbol without the eyebrow, but now it will cause, there will be an issue. Now this will result into an issue because both eyebrow and eyes are in the same layers. So when you select this, it will clean up the eyebrow, so there will be no eyebrow. So which is why now I have to delete this blink and create a new eye set. Okay, I actually made a serious, really terrible mistake. So now let me just delete this, just delete that, and then start all over again. I now create a swap set for the eyebrow. Let me drag it up a bit. Okay, so select large, the same procedure, select large, and then I'll use 1 for angry, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So right now the thing that you need to do is don't combine them. That is actually a mistake. I actually forgot. Don't combine them. Don't drag the eyes to this. Just create a separate swap set for it, and then you come back and then use the same numbering. 1, just like the angry here. The angry is carrying 1, so 1. Scared is carrying 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for blink I like to make blink 0. So let's make it 0, just in case you want to add others. You could actually use 6, 7, and 8 and 9 for the eyes, but this character is just having 9. Is coming with just 9 visual this eyebrow and eye swap sets. So what else? Okay, one thing I actually, okay, yes, everything is set in that particular area. So you come to blink and then you make it into, because blink is actually 2 layers, that is the almost close and close. So blink, you drag, you create a cycle layer for it, and then you make it 2. 1 will be fine, but 2 is also good. So that's it. The mouth is fine. I believe all the visions are there, including smile, and smile is there. Surprise, maybe I should make angry surprise. I don't have to, because there's no angry here, so maybe angry will be angry. Let me make angry surprise. Yes, so that at least will whoever is using this character will be able to use that. So now for the head here, let me just drag it to this point, but I'm not going to select. You select this main head, the main head, and then you drag it to this point, and then this is where you add the neck, and you add a draggable there, so you can move the character with this. But you could also use your camera. That is why I added the neck tag there. So that should be all for the head for now. Not even for now, that should be all for the head. Yes, that should be it. Oh, I missed something. Yeah, of course. You select the iris. Okay, now the iris, if I drag it, you can see that it's going above the head and above the eyes and stuff like that. It's not supposed to be like that. So let me just quickly undo that. You select it, and then you make it okay. You could select the eye tag for it as if you want to use your camera, and then you add in the dragger so you can control it with your mouse, and then you come to the puppet on your, I don't know what this is called, but at the top here, you come and then select it. Make sure you select it, and then you come here and then you create a clipping mask. So now what this does is it creates a clipping mask based on what is displayed in the eye. So if right now, if I drag this out, you can see that it's not going above it's just as if it's being covered, like it becomes invisible. So when it goes out of the eyes, it becomes invisible. So that is very, very handy for creating characters. So I believe that should be all. Yep, that should be all. Let me just go share. I do not want this video to stay too long. Already it's like 11 minutes. I'm hoping maybe in 15 minutes I should be done with this tutorial. So you select the body, and then now you add in the tag. You add the waist, boom, and then the right hip, and then select the waist and add in a draggable there so that you can control the waist. So now open the body, you select both legs and make them independent, and make sure it is hinged so that this will be a pivot point sort of. Okay, so what I like to do is, okay, let me select, I select one. What I like to do is I like to put a pin here just so that this place doesn't waver too much, and in some cases you put it here too, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. So come down here, select, put the knee, the ankle, the heel, the foot, the toe. You do the same thing here. You come, you select around this point, and finally, good. So now I would like to add like a bone. I like to add a stick here just so that it deforms correctly. You know, you see the character deforming somehow, so it's just better to add a stick. But if that is what you're going for, that's fine. If you're going for that kind of rubber hose kind of character, and that is fine, you could use that, but I like to use the stick at this point. So that should be all for the body. You come to the arm. Let me use the arm A, and then make it independent. Let me just do both arms. Come to arm B, make it independent, and make both hinge. Yep, so that this is a pivot point. Okay, let me just go one after the other. So you add here, you add a pin around this point just so that this point doesn't waver, and then you add the shoulder, you add the what is it called, elbow, and then come down to this point, and then you add the hand, the wrist. Some people add it at this point, but in some cases it will make this point, this around just below it, to be wavering somehow. So it's just better to add it at this point, and then add the stick. Add the stick. I'm coming to, okay, if you open it, you see a palm this in triggers. They're like, I really went overboard. I don't do anything simple. I went overboard with this. It's like 34 finger triggers. So if you get this puppet, you have unlimited amount of hands to play with. So just, and this is the same thing with this. There's also 34 around 34 here also. So just try to get the puppet and check it out. Okay, so the same thing. Let me just start with the stick since that's already selected. Drag to this point, and then let's go with the wrist, and then the elbow, and then the shoulder, and then add in a pin here. You do not have to, but my character, I don't want this point to be moving somehow. So that should be it. I believe that should be it. Okay, let me add a walk behavior, because this character doesn't come with it automatically. You have to add a walk, and then you come down to the walk. You reduce this, sorry, you reduce the strength to, in my own case, 75 seems to be the sweet spot. So go with 75. In some, you might want to adjust some of these places maybe to get kind of a unique kind of movement and stuff like that, but I'll just leave everything as the default for now, and then I'll test the character and see. So it's set on automatic, so just put that in mind too. And it's better to adjust this walk it's better to adjust the behavior from this point so that it is merged with the character. If you just do those adjustments in the record, it will not be part of the character. It will just be part of the file or the scene. So just put that in mind. So it should not be working immediately. It should be left and right. If you want it to be immediate, that's fine. Okay, that should be it. Let's test the character and see. Oh, missed a lot. Yeah, sometimes you have to do, it's always trial and error, but at least I was able to. Okay, you make the right wrist, and in my own case the elbow. You do not have to do that. You make both draggable. You add a draggable tag to them, just so you can move the hands. Same thing with the arm A. The reason why I use arm A and arm B instead of right and left like other tutorials will tell you is because my characters are always reused. So I could use this. Okay, I'm coming to that. Let me add the tag here. So my characters, how I in some cases I might just want to make this character to have a different profile, so I just come here, duplicate it, and then maybe scale it by minus, and then I have a different profile. Now the problem is, do I go about readjusting all the arm and making the left, right, and all those kind of stuff? It's just unnecessary. So it's better to just have arm A. Arm A is the arm in front, and then arm B is the one behind the body profile. So it's just easier that way. And since I've done this already, maybe I should just create a new trigger for this and make a right and left profile, and this will be the default latch, and then maybe make this, let's see, do I have to add a key? I do not actually, but let me just leave it like that. Okay, so now since we have the right and the left, so let's make this way. What is this? This is not right. Oh yes, it's correct. And then this one this way, so that you can make the character walk. You select, then you make it so you can make the character walk left and right. So this should be all for the rigging. Let me just test the character a little. I'm going to do a separate video that I'll go in depth and actually test this character, but for now the character seems to be working fine. And oh yep, that's not good. Okay, you see, in some cases you might have to start struggling if you do not add a draggable here. You might have to start struggling to get the hands to align. Let me refresh this just so that you see. This hand might be working fine. You see, he's moving the other way around and he doesn't know where to face until you have to go down and push it like that. But with the dragger at the elbow, you could just place and then drag. So that's one reason why it's good to actually have a dragger there. Just, you see, and I'm supposed to have a dragger here too. So let me just go through and just work on that a little. So delete this. Let's start again. Let's delete this. Okay, so for the legs here, let me add a draggable here. draggable, and then here too let me add a draggable. Okay, and then for the A, I'm just going to adjust the pivot point downward a little, and then this adjust it a little downward. Okay, so I think I've exhausted my 15 minutes already. Wow, 20 minutes. That's the video is becoming too long, honestly. Okay, but so for the B, let's go with A first. You see the palm, you drag it, you make it into a swap set. You select or you latch, and in this case I'm just going to configure some of these two keys. So Q, W, E, R, T, Y, U, R, I, O, P. Okay, the rest will still appear in the control panel, so you could just select from there. Go to the B, palm, make it into a swap set, and just to make this a bit unique, we add palm B. Okay, let's latch. Okay, so let's make this A, S. This is the default, so I'm not going to configure it to anything. S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. That should be all. Okay, so this should be it, I believe. Let's see. The character is working fine now. The hands are better. Okay, yes, it's way better now. And as you can see, we could change the finger like that. So yes, like, ooh, like that. I'm changing it from with the keys, so a bit slower. Hopefully I'm going to create another character, maybe something like this. I'm going to use the same, like probably improve on this character, like adding okay, something is wrong with the blink. Okay, I'm seeing it now. I have to adjust it from the file itself, the main file itself. Okay, maybe I do not have to. Maybe I could duplicate this. The issue lies with you don't have to adjust it from the file, but anyway, the version I'm going to be uploading I would have adjusted some of these issues. And so I did not try the facial thing. You see, angry, as you can see, the eyes are also moving, so like that, good, that's good. And the blink is 0, so I'm going to fix that before uploading the character. And you can see yep, everything is working fine. So I eventually, after fixing it, I'll do a different lesson where I'll actually test this character for real and maybe use it in a different kind of an I don't know yet, but I'll come up with something. So I hope this video is helpful, and if it is, please give us a like to really help us as we're just starting out, and subscribe so you do not miss future updates from us. Thank you, and bye for now.